Endoscopy. The photograph at left shows the inside of a normal duodenum as seen through an endoscope. An endoscope is a flexible tube with both a light and a camera lens at its end. Doctors often use the endoscope to examine the digestive tract when a patient develops vomiting or diarrhea that doesn't resolve as expected. Tiny surgical tools can also be manipulated through the endoscope, allowing treatment of a wide variety of digestive system disorders. Microvilli. The photograph at left shows a close-up of a mucosal cell which lines the inside of the small intestine. Each of the tiny finger-like projections on this cell's surface are called microvilli. If we were further away, we could see that the inner lining of the small intestine is itself organized into many small finger-like projections called villi. The villi and microvilli together create a surface area within the small intestine that is as large as a tennis court. The main purpose of this lining is to promote the effective absorption of food. This is a job it is quite well designed to perform. The small intestine. The illustration at left depicts a segment of the small intestine. The small intestine is a long tube, about 21 feet or 6.5 meters, whose purpose is to absorb food. The inner layer of the small intestine, the mucosa, is very well suited for this job. It is organized into innumerable little finger-like projections called villi. The mucosal cells which line the villi are in turn covered with even smaller finger-like projections called microvilli. The small intestine. The illustration at left depicts a segment of the small intestine. The small intestine is a long tube, about 21 feet or 6.5 meters, whose purpose is to absorb food. The inner layer of the small intestine, the mucosa, is very well suited for this job. It is organized into innumerable little finger-like projections called villi. The mucosal cells which line the villi are in turn covered with even smaller finger-like projections called microvilli. The villi and microvilli greatly increase the surface area with which to absorb food. It is the mucosal cells which line the villi that are most damaged by a rotavirus infection. This disrupts the absorption of food and causes vomiting and diarrhea. The middle walls of the small intestine contain circular and longitudinal smooth muscle layers. Under normal circumstances, these muscle layers contract in rhythmic fashion to force the partially digested food along the whole length of the small intestine. This contraction process is called peristalsis. The outermost layer of the small intestine is called the serosa. Rotavirus. The illustration at left shows a single rotavirus. Worldwide, it is one of the most common viruses that can infect the digestive system and cause gastroenteritis. The rotavirus is easily spread from person to person in a family or other group setting. Rotaviruses are also found in a number of animal species. Rotavirus infection is particularly problematic in infants and young children, and it is responsible for many deaths in undeveloped countries, where medical care is inadequate. The rotavirus causes illness by invading the lining of the duodenum and the upper small intestine. The intestinal villi are transiently damaged, but they rapidly regenerate their lining. Illness typically begins with 1 or 2 episodes of vomiting, followed by diarrhea. Uncomplicated cases resolve in about 1 week. Treatment requires only rest and adequate fluid intake to prevent dehydration.